Well, hello fellow crocheters and welcome to my very first video for Blue Jay Cottage Crochet. Like I said, we're going to be doing basic crochet lessons, and we will also be doing more advanced crochet videos, but today we're going to start with our basic crochet. And hopefully in the future, someday, maybe years from now, we'll look back at this first video and we'll see how much we've all learned, including me, on how to make videos of our hands. This should be fun, guys. So I thought what we'd start out with is the tools we're going to use for crocheting, and our most basic and most used tool for crocheting is going to be the crochet hook. And some important things to learn about the crochet hook is, even though it looks like just a straight stick with a hook on the end of it, it actually has some 5 important parts to it. And people who are just learning to crochet, one of the biggest frustrations they have is that their stitches are either way too tight or way too loose when they're learning. And these 5 parts of the crochet hook I'm going to show you are part of the reason of why that happens, aside from the fact that you're usually tensing up when you're learning how to crochet. I'm going to show you why that happens, that your stitches are usually way too tight or way too loose. And this even happens with people that are advanced crocheters. Their stitches will be way too tight or uneven. So what we have here is, I'm going to try to get, hopefully you can see this good, this crochet hook. But so what we have here is, at the very end, we have what is called the hook. And this is what we use to hook yarn and draw it through another piece of yarn to make a stitch. And you draw it through the loops. And then next we have, after the hook, the next piece we have is the throat. This next part, I'm trying to get this in the camera here. Right underneath the hook is what's called the throat. And the throat is the area where you slide the stitch up onto the next part of the crochet hook, which is here, this part here, which is called the throat. I'm sorry, that's called the working area. I had to look real quick because that didn't make sense to me. So this is the hook. The throat and the working area. After that, you have the part where when you're holding your crochet hook and you're crocheting, this is called the finger hold. And for you, that's obvious because that's where your thumb rests with your pointing finger. And that helps you hold the hook comfortably. The final part is the handle, which is down here. And when you're holding a crochet hook, that normally, I'll put it in my other hand, which is my left hand. That's normally resting in the handle rests in the palm of your hand, so you can hold the crochet hook comfortably. Okay, so that's all the parts of the crochet hook. And the next part I'm going to show you is, there are 2 different ways to hold a crochet hook. And what you're going to find is, when you're learning how to crochet, I'm not going to tell you any right or wrong way to hold the crochet hook, because you're going to find, as you learn to crochet, you're going to find your way that is the most comfortable way to hold it out of these 1 of 2. So the first way is to put your pointing finger up here and your thumb on the bottom, like this. And then, like I said, what's called the handle will rest in the palm of your hand. Does that make sense? Like this. When you hold it like that, it's like holding a knife. So imagine you're holding a knife and you're going to cut a piece of meat. You're going to sit there and cut your piece of meat. That is, whoops, sorry, the hook should be pointing down though when you do it like this. So imagine you're cutting a piece of meat, and people who hold the hook like this, they tend to pull the loops through like this. So that's the first way. The second way is to hold it like a pencil. So when you hold it like a pencil, you're going to hold it like this. When you're holding it, whoops, sorry, a pencil. So when you're holding it like a pencil, it's like you're going to write some notes. And that's holding it like this with your thumb and index finger on the finger hold. Remember where the finger hold is? Can you guys see that okay? I have to turn it upside down to show you. So that's like you're going to be writing notes on a piece of paper, just like if it was a pink piece of paper. And when you're doing that, you're going to be near the tip of the hook, and the crochet hook should be turned slightly towards you. So I'm going to turn that around because I was doing it so that you guys could see the hook. I'm sitting back here, so it's going to be turned towards me. So just like if it's, and this is the way we're going to be using the hook, so you're going to get familiar with that in all my videos, because that's how we're going to crochet. And that's the way I hold my hook. It's the way I'm comfortable with it. And so you guys are going to be seeing that that's how we're going to be holding it. Okay, so that is all about the crochet hook, and I'm actually going to use this as our first video, it was all about the crochet hook. I'll actually go ahead and add that there's going to be other tools that you'll be using for crochet. You guys can go ahead and have them handy. We won't be using them in our first videos, but I'll show you my little dolly that my friend Kim that crochets also made for me. This is what I keep all my tools in. Just the basic tools that you need to keep handy. A crochet hook is one, a little pair of scissors, or I have crochet clippers. This is what my little crochet clippers look like, but you can have any scissors you want. The smaller the better usually for crochet. Keep them in her little pocket. I like to keep a tape measure. Darning needles are always good to have for crochet. And let's see if I have any. Something I use pretty frequently. These are just good little things that you might want to start buying if you're going to get into crochet. These are called stitch markers. Let's see if I can get that up there. You're just beginning crocheters right now, so you won't be using this. But later on you will down the line, and there's all sorts of cute little ones you can buy. So just fun little things to start collecting as you learn more of how to crochet. Okay, so that is our first lesson. I only added those things because if you happen to be in the craft store, there's some little things you can start buying. Crochet hooks, definitely. That is the first thing you learned about today. Typically, I'm not going to tell you what sizes to get because I'm going to be honest with you. You can never have enough crochet hooks. You're going to learn the more you crochet, the more you're going to lose crochet hooks. You never have the size you need. I swear, every time I go to crochet a project, I must have 100 crochet hooks, and I never have the size I need for a pattern. It happens every time. But that being said, the typical size that you use, there's sizes all the way from, of the typical sizes you use, from the very smallest would be B to the largest would be Q. So when you're looking at them, just keep that in mind. Sizes B through Q. I'm going to be using, by the way, I'm going to be using a large hook. You typically wouldn't use this large of a hook. This is a 5mm. Not a very common one to use, but I want you to be able to see the stitches that I'm doing. I'm also going to be using white yarn in my videos because that's an easy to see yarn on videos. So you use any size hook you want. I'm only using this large hook because I want you to be able to see the stitches that I'm doing. Okay, I will see you on the next video, which is going to be making a chain.